Let me know when you're ready to start.
I'm ready now if you are. It looks like
Okay.
we have Vince is in the attendees.
Okay.
I'm
Is
going to
it
ask him to be moved to panelist.
okay? Okay, I'll wait till it starts right at 4.
Okay.
You might be able to move Vince over yourself.
Oh, you're right. There we go. Hi, Vince. Okay, I'm ready when you are.
Okay. I would like to call the meeting of the St. Louis County Board of Zoning Adjustment to order. May I please have a roll call?
Ms. Bills,
Here.
Mr. Randall,
Present.
Mr. Nutt,
Here.
Okay. The Department of Planning staff members are Bennett Anderson and Abby Freudel. Also on the call is John Burford from the County Counselor's Office. First, I'd like to offer into the record the affidavit of publication pertaining to today's meeting, May 7, 2025. The board hereby takes official notice of and admits into evidence on the record the St. Louis County Zoning Ordinance, Chapter 1003, St. Louis County Revised Ordinance 1974 as amended, and Chapter 1004, St. Louis County Revised Ordinance 1974 as amended. Next, I'd like to call for a motion to approve the minutes of the previous BZA meeting of April 9th, 2025.
So moved.
Okay, I second it. Okay, go ahead. You second it. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay, the motion passes. This meeting is conducted as a teleconference and is recorded. The planning staff will read each request into the record and present technical advice to the board if needed. The petitioner will be unmuted, state his or her name, and make a brief presentation to the board explaining the reason and hardship for the requested variance. The board will not consider financial hardships. Board members may ask questions to clarify the facts. When the board is satisfied with the material presented, the chairperson will then ask if there is anyone in favor or opposition to the request. To respond, click the hand next to your name. If any comments were submitted, staff will read each into the record. Before a call for the vote, the petitioner may request a continuance in order to present additional documentation. The board may also request a continuance to gather additional information or for a visit to the site. Once comments have been heard, the chairperson will call for a vote. At that time, the discussion is ended. No further discussion is permitted. The board will generally make a decision today. In the case where only 2 board members are present and the vote is split 1-1, the request will be continued to the next regularly scheduled meeting when all 3 members are present. If a variance is approved, the petitioner has 6 months to obtain the necessary permits or establish the use requested, or the variance will expire. The petitioner or any interested party has the right of appeal to the St. Louis County Circuit Court. Paperwork indicating the board's decision will be emailed to the petitioner after the hearing.
All right. BZA petition 17-25, Alan and Susan Wayne. This is a request for an exception to the side and rear yard regulations for the purpose of replacing an existing deck at 2640 Baltrusal Drive. Petitioner seeks a side yard of 17 feet in lieu of 20 feet and a rear yard of 10 feet in lieu of 20 feet as required by the NU non-urban district regulations of the St. Louis County zoning ordinance. Bob, I'm going to go ahead and unmute you and you can proceed.
Great. My name is Bob Etherton. I am with Champion Home Exteriors, and this is for a proposed deck and sunroom replacement on the rear of the home. They have an existing deck along with the sunroom. The sunroom has become in a state of disrepair. I believe the deck and the room were built in 2005. The roof now leaking, causing damage to the substructure. And the Allens would like to repairs needed to keep the space available for their family and enjoyment as outlined in the plans. I do want to note again that existing deck footprint will not change. Just basically take down the room, construct the deck under our room, and then build the new room.
Okay.
As far as a hardship, I did have, don't know if you have it submitted by the Allens. They kind of wrote out a little statement. I could read that if you like. The original sunroom was constructed on an existing deck in late 2004, 2005. It's failing. The roof leaks despite numerous attempts to repair it. As a result, the subfloor is rotted in some areas, which continues to spread even though repairs have been made. One of the doors will not open at all, and one of the windows does not close completely. This room has been used as an area for raising citrus fruit trees. As they continue to grow, it's nearly impossible to move them indoors because of the malworking windows and doors. An upgrade to the sunroom would allow them to winter in the sunroom. Only it's a room they use for a play area for their young grandchildren. Concerns about leaking increases worry about rotting subfloors and possible mold developing. Continues to deteriorate. It could only become more unusable and could be seen as a potential eyesore by the nearby neighbors.
Mhm.
It's just allowing them to conserve that space that's rapidly deteriorating at this point.
Okay. Are there any questions?
Just one question from the staff. Do we know if there was a previous variance on the existing deck?
They did not apply with any evidence of that, so I can't confirm that.
Okay. But it's basically in the same footprint of the pre-existing deck.
Yes.
Right. Okay. Okay.
I have
Are
no
there-
questions.
Okay. Is there anyone here in favor or opposition?
I don't see any hands.
Okay. Hearing none, we're ready to vote. I'm trying to see what this number is.
It's 1725.
Thank you. In the matter of 17-25, I vote to approve the variance as advertised, and the hardship just being the need to upgrade the deck.
I second that motion.
Okay. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Any opposed? The motion passes.
This is petition 18-25 Care Network. This is a request for an exception to the rear yard regulations for the purpose of installing a ramp at 1204 Telegraph Road. Petitioner seeks a rear yard of 13 feet in lieu of 15 feet as required by the C2 shopping district regulations of the St. Louis County zoning ordinance. Okay, Sam, I'm going to unmute you and you can go ahead. Not getting a response.
Okay.
Hello, you there now?
Yes.
Yes.
Sorry, I didn't unmute. Okay, I was halfway through. Hello, this is for the Care Network. The ramp in red would be the new ramp. The ramp in gray is the old existing ramp that goes to the front door. The reason they have to put a new ramp in red, they got audited or inspected by the state of Missouri because it's a group home, and they have to have the only other or the other exit, I guess, is you can't see it, but going up to the red ramp, there's a little area right where it says roof line. That's a concrete ramp, but that exit is too close to the front door because the exits have to be whatever it is, so many feet apart. So that's why we have to put a ramp off the fire escape, not blocking the fire escape, Yeah, we're gonna cover up them concrete steps right there and put the ramp going out like that. And it goes 2 feet over to the left into the build line.
Okay.
Yeah, and they even covered up the ramp. There is a door at the top of that concrete ramp. They had it covered up for some stupid reason though.
Okay, so would you say this is to increase the safety?
Yeah, it's to increase safety and it's considered a second exit
Okay.
or third exit or whatever it is. But it's just got to be so many feet apart from the front door, and the one that they originally had was not. So that's why they have to build this one.
And this is all due for ADA requirements?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, it's a group home, and they just have to have another ramp.
Are there any other questions?
I have no questions.
Okay. Is there anyone here in favor or opposition?
I don't see any hands.
In the matter of 18-25, I make a motion to approve the variance as advertised based on the need to meet ADA requirements.
Second that motion.
Okay. All those in favor? Aye.
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 Okay, the motion passes.
This is BZA petition 19-25, Melville School District. A request for an exception to the front yard regulations for a parking lot at 3701 Will Avenue. Petitioner seeks a front yard of 1.5 feet in lieu of 20 feet as required by the R4 Residence District regulations of the St. Louis County zoning ordinance. Eric, I'm gonna go ahead and request for you to unmute and you can proceed.
There we go. My name is Eric Staley with Clayton Engineering. And the Melville School District's proposing to install a new public security entrance, complete with an elevator addition for accessibility improvements in order to bring a much older building into compliance with the ADA requirements. It's also to provide a single secure public entrance into the school. Due to the nature of the requirements of the security vestibule sizing, to accommodate and fit that elevator, the existing parking lot will require reconfiguration. In order to meet requirements set forth by the county parking code for parking stall depths, drive aisle widths, in addition to the ADA parking and access requirements, the current parking lot needs to expand in total area. This would require a new modular block retaining wall with a 6-foot tall site-proof fence on top of that wall that provides fall protection and site-proof screening. This compensates for the increased parking lot size and grade difference between the new parking lot and the existing 3 acres lane. Currently, the existing parking lot has a 26 car capacity, but is not compliant with the parking codes for the county for dimensional requirements or for proper turnaround space for emergency vehicles. The new parking lot configuration increases the pavement space required, but ends up only providing a 19 car capacity, meaning they're losing 7 vehicles from what they currently have today. If the design layout attempted to stay within the existing limits, it would result in only a 12-car capacity without proper turnaround space for those emergency vehicles. And this, unfortunately, is not feasible to keep that existing perimeter because to get the ADA access into the building to the proper elevation of the floors, there's a 1.5-foot grade difference that is occurring from the existing lot to what we are proposing. The architect and the school district have looked at many other options for the building and elevator additions. This is the best location to get ADA access to all the floors in the building.
Couple of questions, if you may. The roadway, so if we have the retaining wall along, what is it, 3 acres lane? Do you have an approximate dimension on what will be left of green space from the edge of the street to the wall? And the second part of that question is who is maintaining it?
So from that existing edge of pavement there that you see on the right side as you're looking down 3 Acres Lane,
Mhm.
there would be approximately 6 foot to 7.5 foot of green space still left in front of that wall, between the wall and that pavement edge.
Okay, thank you. I just want to make sure it was able to be mowed and maintained. And then the second part of that is, next question is, will it have a curb or the retaining wall have a curb height? Or will it be a straight drop off?
On which side?
On the retaining wall height, the height of the retaining wall, will it be above the paving?
Yes.
Okay.
Are there any other questions?
I don't think I have any.
Okay. Is there anyone here in favor or opposition?
I don't see any hands.
Take a vote. In the case of 19-5, I make a motion to approve the variance stating the hardship as a need for true parking for the space and alleviating the safety concern from a drop off on the hill.
Second that motion.
Okay. All those in favor? Aye.
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 Okay, the motion passes.
Right. That's all the petitions we have tonight, so I'll take a motion to adjourn.
Okay. I move that we adjourn this meeting.
I second that motion.
Okay, all those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
The motion passes. See you all next month.
All right.
Have a good week.
Okay,
Bye.
thank you. Take care.